Hey.
Hello, everyone. Oh, you put them on.
What?
Oh. Did anybody go tell Granny D we were on?
No, we had other things that were going on.
Way to go.
They'll be here. It's okay. Y'all didn't notice Froggy's due?
Yeah, she got it.
Hello, Candy and Rita. How are you ladies this afternoon?
Hello,
hey, Candy
ladies.
and Rita. I told you I would. Did you think
Hi. Rita.
Hello, Miss Olga.
I got something to tell Rita.
What's that?
So a friend of mine, his daughter is in her freshman year of college, and her roommate, he didn't specify, but he said that her roommate is from overseas and brought her her mom came over to visit and brought all kinds of candy. I said, did she get any salted licorice? And he goes, how do you know about salted licorice?
Oh, goodness.
Oh, my.
I said, did she try it? And he said,
hey, Jen.
I'm not going to ever try it.
Hello, Lena. Thank you.
I couldn't wait to tell Rita.
Hello, Olga and Lana. How are you ladies? There's our DK Jen. I'm so happy that y'all are here with us this evening. And there's Mimo Dawn. Yes, Rita, that's very funny, isn't it?
And
there's our Amy.
Yeah.
Make sure
you
hit
do
that
what
thumb
you need to do,
coming
sweetheart.
Yeah,
Yes,
hit them thumbs.
Thank you so much.
Thumbs. Yes.
We would appreciate that very much. Oh, thank you. It is a squirrel raid. Well, thank you.
Thank you, Olga.
Hello, Dory.
Hey, Dory.
Dory
said,
But Dory, the nuts are already here.
Oh, I started to say we got a pile of them already up here.
Nuts are coming.
How are you doing, sweet Dory? I haven't seen you in a bit.
The nuts is here. I'm just saying.
Yes.
Made
We've
my way.
been here a while. Some of us have done turned into peanut butter.
Peanut butter?
Yeah.
Peanut butter.
Peanut butter.
I told you.
Jelly.
I told you.
Jeff.
Froggy's
For all
got
your
her peanut
I would
butter
have
already.
I don't do peanut butter.
Oh, I love
I
peanut
do
butter.
almond butter. Oh my gosh.
I started to say you done turned into almond butter or cashew butter or something.
I like cashew butter.
Something like that, you know.
I like some
I'll
butter
do Brazil nut butter.
Peanut butter.
Oh,
I'm sure y'all didn't expect to see peanut butter in my room. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you was eating that the other day.
I was, and I'm still eating it. And by the way, I have a clean spoon.
Ooh, well, I'm glad of that.
Hey, Heidi.
Well, it's her jar. It don't matter if the spoon's clean or not.
Well, I don't think she'd want to eat a Cat Harry jar of peanut butter. You know, that
you got a point.
Hello, Chris. And most certainly, Heidi, everyone is welcome in here. I don't care what part of the world you're coming in from.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Can I sit in even if I am in the north?
Absolutely.
Sherry K's in the north.
I was going to say, Sherry K's in the north.
That's right.
What part of Where in the north are you?
Yeah.
The only way you can be any more north is if you're in Canada.
Yep. Hey, Chris.
Hello, Cal. Thank you for being here.
It's good to see you all.
Oh, yes, Dory says, Connie, good to hear you. So missing that accent.
I love you, Dory. Olga thinks I have an accent too, but I love Olga's accent.
Oh my goodness. Where's our Granny D? Hello, Granny.
Our sweet, and lovable Granny D.
Yay.
I'm trying to get this is for you.
Ooh, Heidi Heidi's out with a hoodie. Look at
Yeah.
that. Yes.
I am
Ooh.
so
Yeah, but-
jealous, Heidi.
Yeah. That's just
Where is she?
wrong.
Heidi, you still haven't told you where you're from.
Oh,
We have an accent. You don't. Ah, I get it.
She just
Oh,
has
that's
an
awesome.
excellent voice. She has no
She
accent.
does.
She just has an excellent voice.
There you go.
Wisconsin.
Ah, she's from
Cheesehead.
Wisconsin.
Ooh. I
The
know some
land of the
people from
cheeseheads.
Wisconsin.
That's right.
That's the end of the cheeseheads.
The best cheese in the
You are more
world.
than welcome.
That's it.
Yep. I know some
Yep.
people from
I
Minnesota.
still think I'm more north than you.
Ah.
That's
I
what
have
I
no
say.
idea.
Welcome in, Deidre.
Hello,
One-
Deidre. How are
Hi,
you doing,
Miss
sweetie?
Deidre. I miss Deidre. Deidre Evans.
Yeah, I do too. Hi,
Okay,
Deidre.
hey, cool. I found her. Hey, Deidre.
Yeah, we found her.
I found her.
I
Yeah.
love cheese too, Heidi.
Good thing we love you. We do
I
too.
love cheese, but I have to eat it in moderation because I
Yeah.
have a lactose problem. So I have to be really careful how much I eat and what kind I eat, in fact.
The only reason I need to moderate the cheese is if I run out the bottle of wine that's going right there with it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I just had some cheese with my brats.
Oh,
I want
And I
you to
don't-
rub it in a little bit there, Miss
And
Frog.
I don't have a problem doing a cheese stick and a box wine.
nope, me neither. Me
I had a bag
neither.
of tater chips today. Does that count?
I hope you're going to plan on having more than that, sweetheart.
It depends.
I'm gonna
Oh.
have meatloaf and a baked potato.
Butter.
I'm going to have cod and shrimp stew.
Oh,
I want to talk to you, Sherry. You got a husband that cooks for you. Of course, mine does
I
too.
want
when
to
he's
go
not
over
working.
there.
me too.
Yeah, so
That don't sound good to me.
Yeah.
That's right, Heidi. You and Froggy needed to get together tonight for supper.
I had
Yeah,
cheese
maybe.
and brats, but I ain't got no
Vermont
beer.
South
as well.
Yeah. I'm
I got
tired
some
of
Vermont.
Maybe
Vermont.
I need to go to Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, you
Well,
need
I
to
don't
come
have
to
no beer.
Vermont first.
I don't have a beer. I have a margarita.
Yes.
So
You know, I love me some beer.
I'm tearing me up some
But it's
broccoli.
got to be good beer.
Howdy,
No,
Debbie. Thank
it
you so
ain't
much
got-
for being here, sweetheart.
Hey, Debbie. It does
Hi,
not have
Debbie.
to be brown to be good beer.
Mm.
That's burnt.
oh, what color is it supposed to be? Beer's brown.
No, it's not.
No.
She's talking about my beer because
Some of it's
I
golden.
do the dark stout beer.
I love
So-
the dark stout beers.
That's a good
Yes.
beer.
Yeah.
Yes,
If
in
I'm
my
going to drink a
opinion-
beer, I want it very dark.
Yes,
That's
in my opinion, if you can see through the beer, I ain't drinking it.
Good.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I
Who
want to
turned-
get
who turned me on? Who turned me on to the voodoo?
It turns you on to the Voodoo Ranger, and that one I can tolerate, but it is not my go-to.
It's not a
See,
dark
y'all
beer.
got all them fancy schmancy dark browns and light browns and voodoo heads and all that.
You
Just
wait.
bring me a bush light and a can and we'll be all right.
Listen, one of the best beers I ever had was one night. It was a PBR and a plastic cup. It was a big
baby.
It was a big send-off
Yeah.
party.
I got
And
PBR in there.
now, you know, there are certain times
No,
that a PBR works.
Oh, baby.
no.
Just bring
My
me some
go-to,
bush
if
light.
they still made it, would be a blackberry wheat from Long Trail that is made in the state of Vermont.
Oh, it
Why in the
sounds
crap
good.
Did you want to drink a beer that had a berry name to it? It's
Oh,
just
that'd
like-
be-
honey, you would never go back to PBR if you had that.
I don't drink PBR. That's
She drinks Bush Light.
My husband drinks PBR. I like Guinness.
No.
Oh, I'm all about a Guinness now.
No.
Mhm.
Connie, we are going to take you on a beer tasting.
You're gonna make me be sick,
Yeah.
is what you're gonna do. You're gonna hold my head after we get to really
Like it.
winding
You'll
it
like
up.
it, I promise.
Somebody will have to hold my head up.
I'm going to
You will.
bring some of the Rockers Son of a Peach.
Oh,
Son of a peach. Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
I like that.
Yep.
Well,
Son of a
Andy-
Peach is their flagship beer.
Oh,
Candy
wow.
had chili for dinner. I
And
like it.
Dory had shepherd's pie, yummy, frozen
That
into the
sounds
oven.
Ooh,
Yes, it
Chris,
does.
I'm
ooh,
not a
I
big
was
fan
thinking
of
honey
mead.
I had
I
never
I've
never
never
tried
had
had
it.
mead.
I'd like to.
I've never had a honey mead.
No,
I'm not a
I
fan of
do
mead.
brown
We've got
beer.
a couple of meaderies around here. I'll bring some of that.
Never had it.
never
I
had
haven't
it.
I'll
either.
try that.
I ain't never had no beer, had no berry name to it neither. I drunk a whole lot of Strawberry Hill, and I've drunk a whole lot of that other one. What is it?
Mad Dog
Strawberry
2020.
Hill and no, not Mad Dog 2020. And do you
Ugh.
know that's not Mad Dog?
Anybody who
You
drank that
know
got
that's
hair
not
on their chest.
the MD in MD 2020 is not Mad Dog.
No, we
Really?
just called it Mad
It
Dog.
most certainly is not.
No, that's not what it means, but that's what we always called it.
Yeah, that's what I've always known it as, but that's not
Because
what
it
it
turns
really
you
is.
into a mad dog.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
you get to foaming at the mouth a little bit.
so Chris,
Absolutely.
so I was going to tell Chris because Chris said that the best drink ever is moonshine.
Yeah.
There is
Yes,
actually a moonshiners reunion in the town that I live in every year, and it's a big 3-day festival. That I mean, let me just tell you, you see nothing but mason jars.
Yep.
And
Wow.
the first time I
Mm.
ever had
I'm
moonshine,
bringing some to Tennessee. Just
it
wait.
was a strawberry pie moonshine. And I'm sitting down at this campfire around, everybody's around the fire pit, everybody's in their chairs, and it's passing the mason jar. So I'm a redneck here. And the girl that was sitting beside of me said, I got to go to the bathroom, walk with me, because girls can't go by themselves. I said,
No.
all right. So I stood up. And she
Ooh.
said, you coming? I said, hold on. I'm waiting on the earth to catch up.
I
The
actually had
first
some.
time I ever had moonshine, I was 18 years old.
Oh my goodness.
I was out in Washington State visiting my mom, and I spent a month with my stepsister.
Mm.
And they took me to a house party. And I'm like, I drink vodka straight.
Yeah, boy. That ain't no
Uh-oh.
moonshine, no.
No, that ain't
Oh,
not
yeah.
moonshine. That's different.
Somebody was holding my hair, and I had waist-length hair.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Well,
Yep,
I
yep.
live right by
Oh.
the moonshine capital of the world.
Yep.
So
Hold on, Froggy. I think
get the real
you
deal.
and me and Heidi can be friends.
I get the real deal. Yes, you're
Froggy.
not a beer drinker, but I
Ooh.
heard you can see through the beer; it'll run right through you.
That's what I was just getting ready to read.
Absolutely.
I must be
Absolutely.
behind. Where are y'all
Phil
seeing
said,
it?
now that brings back memories.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Debbie had a
Froggy.
shrimp po' boy. Mhm.
Yeah.
Froggy,
You
you
were
and me
always
and you and me and
hungry.
Heidi need to hang out.
Oh yes,
Mhm.
Cheesecake and
I like
moonshine.
cheesecake.
Uh-huh. Cheesecake with
and
moonshine in it.
Just saying, I got a whole full quart jar that has been hollering at me for several weeks now. And I intend on saving it for Tennessee.
Woo!
If it makes it that long.
I could bring some.
Oh,
I could
I'll
bring
be
four.
bringing my liquor cabinet with me.
Oh my goodness. Oh my word.
I don't have that
I
much
intend on
space.
bringing the moonshine. This is made
Oh my
by
goodness.
a fella that used to keep
No, I could bring
everybody in
four.
2 counties supplied.
Oh, my
he was
word.
the bootlegger. He was
Uh-huh.
the bootlegger, you know.
No, I can bring the
And
quart from the Franklin County.
Yeah, this has been made for like 25 years.
Wow.
Oh no,
Ooh,
this
Any
is
been
recipe?
forever.
It is stout.
Yeah,
I
they call
coulda-
it sip whiskey.
Yeah, that's right. Tennessee sipping whiskey.
I ate in Tennessee.
I have a Tennessee whiskey. I
Yes,
have a
yes.
Tennessee corn whiskey.
Yeah,
She
Uh-huh.
does.
Come here,
Yes,
whiskey.
she does.
She
Yeah,
does.
she does.
I
This
think
is
she does
our
whiskey,
true
baby.
Tennessee
There is
corn
the
whiskey.
corn whiskey.
Oh,
In their
Yes.
classes.
Mhm. Yeah.
Aw.
So she
And
is
that
the
one,
6th corn dog. Her name is Whiskey, and she is from Tennessee.
and
And
that one won't give you,
her mom and daddy are from, one is from Russia and one is from the Ukraine.
well, that one won't give you a heart,
Gwen.
won't give you a hangover.
That's right.
No,
That
she,
one will give you a
well, I
hangover.
don't know.
Yes,
I don't know.
Dory.
She
Yes.
does give me
Hello, Mama
grief.
Gwen.
Yeah.
Hello, Mama Gwen. How are you doing? I'm so happy you're
Hey,
here with
Gwen.
us this evening.
Yes.
Cheers, Gwen.
Dory says,
sir.
I do recall having moonshine when us Virginians met the North Carolina boys when we started driving. Uh-huh.
Yep.
Ah.
Yeah,
That
Debbie
sounds like
was
fun.
I've heard that, Debbie, that moonshine is strong enough that you can run a car on it.
Oh,
Yep.
heck yeah, you can.
Yes.
True.
Oh, yeah.
Can.
You run a whole lot of stuff on it if you
Mhm.
don't blow it up first.
Uh-huh.
Oh, my word.
Dory, I do have a
When
cornstarch,
my dad
but
was
I don't have a
15,
corn
he was
syrup
a
yet.
sign runner.
Oh,
My dad ran Shine when he
Oh,
was
really?
16.
Yep.
Yes, he did.
Yes. You've had North Carolina. I've only had Virginia.
wow.
Well, you're gonna have some Mississippi moonshine come meet up time.
Oh,
Everything
goodness
everything
I've
I
had
had came from
Florida.
Franklin Floyd.
I've had some Tennessee, and I've had some Kansas.
Ooh,
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
I've had it.
I bet
I've
that
had
was.
it knock me on my.
I
Took
bet
it.
that was real corny. The Kansas.
Did I miss a corn joke?
Yeah. She had Kansas moonshine. Obviously, it was corny.
I said that must have been really corny.
All right, Dory, I'll give you the corny names. We have Maisie, Redenbacher, Starchy, Husk, Kettle, and Whiskey.
There you go.
Manpower. They call it
what?
manpower in South
Mem-
Africa.
Mempoor.
Mempoor?
Mm.
But
Wow.
don't-
Oh, I
Oh.
thought that said mom pour. I was like,
Me
yeah, that's what
too.
we call that wine here.
Mom pours it all the time, don't you?
Mama pours
It's
it
Yep.
called,
24/7.
it's
Oh,
called
my
mama juice.
goodness. Y'all are too funny. You can run your car on my favorite alcohol, Everclear.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
You sure
gosh.
can.
We use
Oh,
Everclear to
boy.
make Purple Jesus.
You
Sherry,
can
did you
clean your
ever have
liver
Purple
out with
Jesus?
some of that stuff too.
Yeah.
Whew, Lord have mercy.
Holy cow.
Well, I think moonshine's a little stronger than Everclear.
Yeah, it depends on how long it's been sitting for sure. For
Because
sure.
I've had moonshine knock
Look
me
at
on my
Mm.
knock me on my butt. But Everclear, we would put it in jungle juice.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
jungle juice?
Like fruit juice and Everclear or Kool-Aid and Everclear.
Yeah.
Oh, we
Ah.
called that
Or
Purple Jesus.
yeah,
Oh.
we called our jungle juice where you have a big old wash tub and you just put all kinds of fruit and stuff in it, fresh
Yeah.
fruit, cut
Yeah,
up,
you put fruit.
Yep.
and then you just
Cocktail.
pour it on
That's
top of
what
it,
it
and
is.
then
That's
you go
jungle
from there.
juice.
That was jungle
Yeah.
juice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Many years after my
Yeah, I
three
was-
girls became adults, I found out that on
I'm
Saturday
glad my mama
night,
don't watch this.
There you go, Candy.
my my daughters were confessing one night, and they said, "Mama, you never knew this, but on Saturday nights when all of us kids would meet down at the park, everybody would bring a bottle of something, and they would make trash can punch."
Yeah. That's
Oh,
jungle
yeah.
juice.
Same thing.
Or whatever anybody brought got all poured in one big old pot. Now, of course, not a trash can, but
Oh, we
That's
used
the
a
best thing to
55-gallon
put it in.
drum.
well,
Yeah.
I don't know what they used. And I said, "Y'all did what?" She said,
Oh, yeah.
"Yeah." And I
Just pour
looked at
whatever.
my girls. You know, Mama Maureen. I look at my girls and I said, "So y'all are telling me that y'all were the designated drivers, that you did not partake of any of that kind of stuff?
Oh, I partook.
My
I
two oldest
partake.
daughters sit there, looked me straight in the eye and said, "No, Mama, we never did." And Jennifer's like, "I am the only one that had the best time down there on Saturday night."
We used to make Jello shooters too.
Mm,
I've made
We
Jello
mixed,
shooters with vodka and with Everclear.
yep.
we mixed ours in a 55-gallon drum in the middle of a field, and we used a boat paddle to stir it. It was
Oh,
out in the middle of a peach
Yep.
field, and you brought your own
Oh, cup.
gallon jug, your own gallon milk jug that you had cut out of the
The top
top.
out of, yep.
Yep, and you would scoop down. You made sure they stirred it up real good to get that fruit floating in there, and then
Yep.
you scooped it out, and that was what you had that night. And
Yep.
there was no designated driver because there was nobody
Ain't
leaving.
nobody going nowhere.
There was no designated driver back in the 80s either.
No,
Oh,
Yeah,
you done,
no, it was.
you done good to make it to the side of the barn to pee, let alone drive.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that was the night you told your mama that you was spending the night at the
Yeah,
Some
it's
of
your
your daughter's
house.
house.
Friend's house.
Yep, yep.
Hey,
Oh,
Dory,
my
you ain't got to
God.
go to North Carolina. Dory, you can come to the middle to Virginia, down at this end, and get it.
You can come to Mississippi
my
to get some
goodness.
good stuff too.
We've got
Apple
a moonshine
pie.
distillery over not far from us, Dory. Dory's closer to you in Virginia.
No, she's 6 hours.
I got 45 minutes away from me.
There's
Oh,
a
my-
distillery in Climax, Virginia, that
Oh,
sells
Go
it
they
legal.
figure.
don't
I
make
got
the same stuff as I'm talking about.
The illegal stuff is still sold here, but you can get legal moonshine from Climax, Virginia.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that best moonshine is those you get from that friend, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's, that's
The
in my
kind that's
cabinet.
doesn't sit there so long, it's got rust under the ring, you know.
Oh goodness.
Oh,
But
drinking it
the
without the
seal
fun.
still pops when you pop it up, you know. That's some good stuff.
There
Let
you go,
me-
Dory.
Mhm.
5 hours.
Ooh,
Andy
that'll
says
rock
they
it.
even have their choice of apple pie, maraschino cherries, or banana pudding flavors.
I've
Good.
had
grief.
Now that
I've
apple
had
pie
those
is
too.
good.
Apple
I've had
pie.
apple pie.
The apple
I
pie
have-
is awesome.
I have
I've had
apple
banana
pie.
pudding.
I got apple pie and I got peach.
So I
had
have an espresso right now,
Mm.
and it's
look,
really good.
Mom, Mima Dawn, look what she's drinking.
I know. She says she's currently drinking blueberry shine and lemonade.
That'd
Wow.
be
Now
good.
that
I
sounds very
wanna
good.
try
Made her
that.
slushy. She done made her a slushy.
I was going to say that sounds pretty
Yeah.
good.
I've
That's
never
better
mixed
than
it with
Yeah,
anything.
tonic.
You were in flip flops. I'm in a tank
Don't
top.
rub it in. I was at, I think the highest we got today was 31.
Oh
Oh
goodness.
no.
We did see 91 here in Three
Yeah,
Rivers.
you thought you had good kids, Deirdre.
Yeah, that's why I said I'm so glad my mama don't watch this because she
No
whooped me
ice,
to this
Dawn.
day. She
Dawn
whooped
said
me.
no ice.
Me too.
My mom is
Deidre.
rolling over.
My girls, I mean, I just could not believe they did that.
Yeah. I forgot one day and me and my
I've
brothers
had
were sitting around
permission since I was 15 to drink.
Oh,
there. Oh,
Because
no.
my dad said, I know you're going to do it. I'd rather you
Yep.
do it at the house than out
Right.
driving around with your friends.
Yep.
yeah.
Dad said you got
I
drunk.
said, well, Dad, okay.
No, Dory. This past Sunday, we got to come home to my state of Texas, and I hope to be here long enough to see the bluebonnets. I am so
Oh, pickle.
yes,
I
yes,
hope you do.
I ain't never
Do you
had
have
no
a
pickle.
bluebonnet charm from James Avery, Maureen? Did you
yes,
get you
ma'am.
one?
I do. Yes, ma'am. I do.
Cool.
And I have a Texas one that's solid, one that's open. I have a boot that's
Heidi,
solid,
thank
one
you
that's
for
open.
See you later,
coming.
Heidi.
Thank you for
Oh,
coming.
Heidi, thank
Bye,
you so
Heidi.
much.
Have a good night. Enjoy your
day.
date.
I ain't
Yeah.
never
Have
had
a
no
great
pickle.
night.
Yes, yes, yes.
I ain't
Enjoy
never had
that
no
date.
pickle. I haven't had pickle shine. That's weird.
I ain't never had none of that. I'm not that brave. I like my dill pickles, But
I was
I
gonna
just don't know
say,
about dipping them in that moonshine now. I just don't know about that.
I
I
think
tried
that sounds pretty good,
Ooh,
Liddell. I
I
love
think that'd
pickle.
be a little stout.
All right. So Heidi's got me thinking, and we just sitting here chatting. I want to know, what was the best date you ever went on? Period. Doesn't matter if it's with your current or anybody. What was the best date you ever went on?
Oh my gosh.
Goodness.
Oh, Dory, yes, dandelion wine. Oh my goodness,
That's
I
good
love that stuff. Ooh, okay,
I've
best
never
date.
had that.
It's good.
Day.
Best date.
Trying to
Dang,
make me
I can only pick one. I guess if it's the best date, okay.
Yeah, I mean, if it's the best, then it's the best.
Can I go first?
Yes,
Yeah.
you
Yes.
go first. That give me time to think.
It was my 50th birthday.
Oh,
Oh,
It was with my current husband. We were going to have a picnic on the beach, but it was raining, unfortunately.
yeah.
And we were in Palm Springs, Florida. So he went to one of these ritzy little stores and he bought a bunch of little finger foods and olives and
Aw.
little sandwich meats and cheeses, and then brought me in a tiramisu for dessert and a
I
bottle of
love
wine.
tiramisu.
And we had a picnic on the balcony of the hotel that he had rented for the weekend.
Aw.
And that's where, and with candlelight, and he bought crystal wine glasses
Oh.
and little
Me too,
beautiful
Mama.
little
Me, Mama.
glass dishes. And we had my birthday on that
Aw.
balcony, and it
That's
was
so
pouring down
Wow.
rain.
Oh, that sounds cool.
That
That's
was the
so
best
sweet.
date I ever had.
Wow.
Oh.
That's awesome.
All
Yeah.
right. So Kel said she got to go see Kiss on their so-called farewell tour in Louisville, Kentucky.
But then decided, or maybe to see
Martina
Martina McBride
McBride on
on
Valentine's. Oh
Valentine's
God,
Day. Yep, that's the best.
that would have had to have been the best.
Yes.
I mean, you know.
Oh, Dory, sweetheart, thank you so much for being
Thank
here.
you, Dory. See you
Yes,
later,
lady.
darling.
Thank you, Dory.
Bye.
Neither
Me
am I,
either.
Olga.
Me either, Olga. Both marriages. I've
I've
still
never
not
had
been.
a honeymoon.
I
Yeah.
never had one.
3 marriages.
I did
3
when my
marriages.
first
No
no,
honeymoon.
my first marriage. I had a honeymoon.
Does a
Mhm.
motel room for the night count? I did that one time.
Me too. DK10, marrow wine my friend's dad used to make. I nicknamed it marijuana wine.
Oh gosh.
Mercy.
Oh, goodness. Froggy, what's your best date ever?
Not
Oh,
with
my
him.
goodness.
Not with my husband. It's sad.
Well, she said it didn't have to be with your.
I didn't say it had to be with your husband.
Well, believe it or
Said-
not, to me, because I enjoyed myself so much.
Right.
I had 2 dates that are tied. One, he took me to a Star Trek convention, which, yes, I'm a Trekkie. I had such a good
Live long
time.
and prosper.
James Doohan, which played Scotty, almost sat on me, and I put my
Oh, my
hands up.
goodness.
I put my hands up, and his butt was on my hands, but
Whoa.
Oh darn.
I was like right there in the
I
second
would have
row.
loved
But he talked to me, and everything is really cool, and got my photo, and
Oh,
all the
wow.
rest of the stuff. And then actually meeting Michael Dorn, who played Worf, the Klingon, and
Oh,
meeting him and talking to him was really cool. But I was pregnant at the time, and then the second that's tied with that is we already had our son, but he took me to Busch Gardens, just me and him.
Oh,
And
fun.
I had a blast, even though he wouldn't ride a roller coaster. We went over to Anheuser-Busch first. Needless to say, I rode every roller coaster I could.
Oh my goodness.
So much fun. So those two are tied because even we went to the convention, but there was a mall right there. And in the mall, they sold cartoon cells. When they make a cartoon, one image is called a cell, CEL. And he bought me a cartoon cell, which I always wanted, and I loved it. I did not get it in the divorce, which broke my heart, but he did buy me a cartoon cell, which I loved, and it was all the Looney Tunes characters.
Oh, cool.
Let me read you Don's message. My honeymoon was spent paddling hubby around so he could fish.
Oh,
That's not a
miserable.
honeymoon. That's a dang fishing trip.
That's not a date.
That's miserable.
That is not a date.
My honeymoon, my first marriage, I had a honeymoon. My second one, I didn't. But my honeymoon was, I lived in Maryland, and we drove all the way up around the New England states, every single one. And I loved Maine, I loved Vermont, and I loved Massachusetts. I loved it. But I will say I am very thankful that I got to see the Twin Towers before they fell.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
With my eyes. So that was fun.
Yeah. Connie, what's your best date ever? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Sherry.
The only honeymoon I got with my first marriage, I got to visit my new sister-in-law in prison.
Sorry, Sherry.
Good grief.
Oh, goodness. That's mercy me.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know that I've ever had
There you go.
DK Jen says that she'd love to meet Worf and Odo and Data.
Oh, I would love to meet Odo and Data.
Yep.
I do have an autographed photo of Odo with the Ferengi. I can't think of his name now. Quark. I have a photograph of Odo and Quark, and it was signed by both of them.
Oh, Sherry Meebaldon says you gotta love family.
So, Connie, if it wasn't a best date, a best moment.
Oh, my best moment. Oh, good grief. I've had a whole bunch of them.
Well,
I can't tell about them on here, though.
Oh, I wasn't telling that.
Well, like she said, a moment, you know.
I know what makes your toes curl and your eyes roll back in your head.
No, I'm telling you, some of them make you pee in yourself.
Yeah.
I was thinking like when Greg brought you your Valentine last year.
Oh yeah, that was super, super sweet.
That just made my day.
Yeah.
We had just got the news, I think, that he had cancer.
Yeah.
And he had gone to the grocery store. He was still able to go out and do the errand running and stuff. Because I never did that. But anyway, he came back in and he had this little teddy bear. It was about this big.
Yes.
A little brown teddy bear, and it had a big red bow on it. And he brought it to me. He said, "I love you, baby." It was so sweet.
Yeah.
It was. I was in there whenever he did it. I was just like, oh my God.
I still got it.
I love it. I love it.
Oh, that was just.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And especially since she wasn't expecting anything. It was just like
Oh, I know.
Oh yeah. It was just to spur the moment. He saw it and picked it up.
Yeah. Look at that little bear.
A heart of candy that was behind it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
He brought it in. He said, "Here you go, baby." What was he say? "You're still my Valentine."
Yeah. Look how cute that is. That's
and had
super
some
cute.
candy with it.
Oh,
I love
You
it.
see, you
I
still
love
my
it. I love it.
Valentine. I love you, baby.
Yes. Oh, I have so many good memories of him.
I
Yeah.
love
I
that.
do
Um,
too.
Mhm.
Gwen, do you live near Grandfather Mountain?
Oh wow.
As we all go
Grandfather
silent,
Mountain.
awaiting her
Well, I
response.
was
As you
going to
await
ask.
the
I was going
response.
to ask you, Leslie, since you
Yes,
brought us up. What
since I
is
You
brought it
brought
up.
it up. You must be dying to tell us about yours.
No, I mean, it's funny because I was sitting here thinking, "Go wait, I need to change the subject so we don't come across as a bunch of drunks." But that being said, my my favorite date was
What's your
last
favorite
year for
date?
my birthday. My husband took me to Biltmore,
Yep.
and we did the wine and chocolate pairing.
Yeah.
And
That was
we
awesome.
went in, and they had 4 wines and about a half a dozen locally sourced
hi,
handmade
Kristen.
chocolates, and we learned how to pair what wines, and it was all red wine. So
Right.
it was what red wines pair the best with what
My
chocolates.
favorite.
Yeah.
And the best pairing of our experience was a Pinot Noir with a raspberry truffle.
Woo.
And so we come back home, and yeah, chocolate pairs with anything.
I
I
agree with
agree
you,
with you on
Olga.
that.
Yeah.
Hello,
But
Kristen. Thank you for being here.
we came back home, and Aldi had these raspberry truffles that were rolled
Yes.
in a bittersweet chocolate powder.
Uh-huh.
And I bought some of those and put those with the Pinot Noir, and it was just as good as what we had at Biltmore. It was unbelievable.
Mm,
Oh, that's
So,
cool.
yeah.
Oh, that's
but
cool.
yeah,
I did have too. I guess a very, very good date. I wouldn't say best date because I mean, it's so many you can't pick a
Mm-hmm.
best. But the person that I was seeing right before I met Greg, I was actually engaged to, and when we first started dating, he came by and picked me up, and I was so excited because I just couldn't believe that this guy wanted to go out with me. I mean, he
Mm-hmm.
was so good looking. Oh my gosh. And we went to the local drive-in with another couple, and we sat and we drank beer and watched Titanic.
Oh,
oh, you
And
got to see that in the
Oh
drive-in.
yeah, yeah. And then
wow.
Oh
the
man,
the couple that we went with, her date was bawling and squalling like a little
oh,
old baby. I'm telling you.
That was me.
And I kept telling him, I said, "Hold on, Jack, hold on." He
yeah.
said, "Shut up." But yeah, that was a wonderful date. I mean, it was a good movie. We had a good time, and then we come home and really had a good time. So, yeah.
I tell you what, the
You
Titanic
did.
exhibit in Pigeon Forge is absolutely incredible.
I bet
Wow.
it
We
is.
my mom and I took my youngest son and his best friend um to it. And it was really cool because the boys were in elementary school. And so when you go in there, you think, "Oh, you don't need to take a child to this." But when you
Yeah.
go in, you get this little handheld remote, and when you go to each room, there are different numbers, and you put the number in and listen to it, and so it's like a self-guided tour.
Right.
But the
Cool.
children, they had a different number that they put in on theirs, and so it gave a children's version of the what happened and what was going
Right.
on and everything like that. Well,
Oh.
there are, in addition to that, there are all these signs throughout the everything, and you know you have no timeline So you
Right.
want to read everything.
Mm-hmm.
So the second time I went with my husband and his cousin. And we were standing there waiting to get in. And I turned around and I looked at his cousin and I said, I'm going to tell you right now, you see that bench over there? I don't care how long you sitting on it. I'm going to take my time and I'm going to read everything in
Yes.
here.
Wow.
And I mean,
Yep.
I even looked at my husband. I said, if you don't want to stand and wait on me, there's room enough for both of you on that bench. But I'm
Get
going
on the
to
bench.
read. Yes. But when we went through it, they had all the costumes from the movie on
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
display. And to
Oh, yeah.
see, you know,
I bet
it's
that was amazing.
it was, to see standing right in front of you how short
Yeah.
he is,
Mhm.
but then to see how
He
tiny
is
Kate
short.
Winslet was,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sitting there, I'm looking at her dress, and I had on shorts, and I'm looking at my thigh, and I'm like, wow,
Hello,
wow.
Izzy, sweetheart. Thank you for being here. You go right ahead and lurk away. That's all right.
Yes,
Hey,
ma'am.
Izzy. Maureen, your best date?
Well, I do have a best date.
Oh, man.
I do. I do. This time of the year, from the time I met Wayne until we got married, and ever since, because of the type of work he does, he has never been home for my birthday or our anniversary because the
Oh,
both are in March. Yes. So the first year of our anniversary, he was gone, and he told me, he said, I'm going to be gone on our first anniversary. And I said, I kind of figured that. That's okay. Well, I got this beautiful bouquet of 24 yellow roses. Now, that's not the
uh-oh.
date part.
Wow.
That's not the date part, but you know. So he comes home for a weekend. Really, it was like an extended weekend because it was Good Friday and Easter. So he got to come home from the project, and he had everything all planned. They had in the stockyards, which is in Fort Worth, they had this.
Hey, Victoria.
Hello, Victoria,
Hi,
sweetheart. Thank
Hey,
you for
Wow.
Victoria.
joining us. On this particular Saturday night or Saturday
I know
evening,
you
you
like.
got to the stockyards around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and you went on this big trail ride. And when we got there, we were assigned specific horses. I mean, as soon as I saw this horse in the corral where everybody was getting set up, I saw this horse. It was a beautiful, very large black and white paint. Now, folks, paints don't
Oh,
get all
wow.
that big. They don't get all that big. Honestly, 15 hands maybe.
Mm.
You know, for a paint is pretty good size. Well, this one was 16 and a half. But that
Woo.
wasn't the
Oh,
reason why
wow.
I fell in love with it. It just, the right amount of black and white, and the way it was blanketed on, I mean, it was just beautiful. That's all I can say. And sure enough, I got to ride him. So we go on our trail ride. We go to the supper that they have out there for us. And then we come back home. And man, it just broke my heart to leave that horse there. It really did.
Oh,
Well, on Sunday afternoon, we're sitting out on the back porch. Wayne's kept looking at his watch. And I'm like, you're not leaving till tomorrow. Is everything okay? And he said, yeah, everything's fine. Well, folks, in a little while, this truck drives up with a horse trailer.
Oh,
And out of the
wow.
back end of that trailer comes my horse.
oh my goodness.
His name was Pinto.
Oh,
Yeah, he was 7 years old. I had him till he passed away. He was 18. Yeah.
Wow.
So that
Wow.
was that. I mean, we've not had a date since that topped that one. So
Oh
That's
wow.
awesome.
Wow.
yeah, yeah.
All right, Maureen.
Wow.
So they do at Biltmore, they do a horseback trail ride.
Yes. Yeah.
So when you and Wayne come up to
Mm-hmm.
see me and Dwayne and to go to the ball game and everything with us,
Yep. We're gonna have
um,
to do that.
we're gonna go to Biltmore. You and I are gonna go do the horse because Dwayne does not want to do anything with horses. He
Oh my
doesn't.
goodness.
So, but I want to do the horse ride. So we'll
Oh,
send Wayne off, and you and I'll go ride horses.
oh, that'll
That'll
be
be
so cool.
fun.
Oh,
Yeah,
that'll be
that'd
so
be cool.
cool.
We'll send them off to the shooting range.
There you go. Yeah, they'll love that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll
Y'all
send them to
run-
the shooting
y'all-
range. You and I'll go ride horses.
Sherry
Well,
would probably
Sherry-
go with them to the shooting range rather than
She
ride a
would.
horse.
Yep.
No, bring me a horse.
I have not had a
anyway.
chance to go to the range in 10 years.
Oh my goodness.
Man,
I
I
go to
haven't
the
rode a
shooting
horse since I was dating that guy I went to the theater with the
Oh
drive-in.
goodness.
I go to the shooting range and ride horses.
You know, it's funny that you say that, Sherry. We just had to do a survey. Dwayne and I just had to do this survey, and the survey was it was all these different questions, and one of the questions was how many, do you own a gun?
Mm-hmm.
And so it was, yes, you own a gun. Do you go to the range 1 to 3 times a year? You don't go to the range. You go to the range 5 to 6 times, all
Yeah.
these different things. And so they're reading off on the show, they're reading off the results of the survey, and they're going, wow. Like, I'm sitting here looking at all these people that own guns in comparison to who goes to the range.
Oh my.
And but one of the other guys on the panel was,
Yeah.
but I mean, one of the other guys on the panel was like,
We've got 4
do you know
acres
the
and I
cost of
can't
ammo? Yeah.
No
Well,
way.
and I mean,
Yeah.
that's what they were saying. I mean, Dwayne goes a couple times a year because, I mean,
Where you're
they
at. Yeah.
well, I mean, he's in law enforcement. They provide him the ammo.
Mm-hmm.
Like he
But-
does.
Exactly. But, if you're not being provided the ammo, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you're not out there going to the range because even the practice ammo is expensive.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It is.
It is.
Yep.
But you do need to stay in practice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, I figure, if somebody
Yeah,
comes
but
to
you
my
got to
door,
find a
then
place to be able to shoot.
Yeah.
We do here. So we don't have a
We do it at
problem.
my mom and dad's too. We go up there all the time, and there's a sand pit that
Mm-hmm.
the local brickyard comes and gets their sand from when they're
Right.
making bricks. That is
Mhm.
right beside my mom and dad's property. So we go, and we know the people that owns it. We go down there all the time, and we do everybody does their practicing down there.
Right.
Their sights,
Hi, Lynn.
getting their sights and all that stuff.
Lynn,
Hi,
how are
Lynn.
you,
Lynn,
sweetheart?
happy
Lynn.
birthday, belated.
Yes,
Yeah.
we
Happy
Happy
birthday.
belated birthday to
birthday.
Lynn.
Oh, but thank
forever.
you so much, sweetheart.
Oh,
Oh,
Miss
goodness.
seeing you.
Yes, we do.
Yep.
Miss you bunches.
Yes.
Miss. Yep.
Miss you
Yep.
so much.
Oh, that right there just warms my heart, just seeing
I
Lynn.
know. I
Yeah.
know.
Yep.
Thank you so much for being here, sweetie.
You
Yep.
and I need to get together sometime, Lynn. We both got the same problems nowadays.
Mhm.
That's right. That's
And
right.
Lord knows I need somebody to talk to about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
That would be real
Yep.
good.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
She's been dealing with it longer than I have, that's for
Mhm.
sure.
Yeah.
Well,
Not
but
that it ever
it's-
gets easier, but
Yeah.
and my daddy, so my mom passed, gosh, it's been 4 years ago this
Mhm.
just a couple weeks, about a week ago. And my dad has his friend, his girlfriend, who was one of my mother's very best friends. And
Mhm.
I literally walked into the hospital room. I'll never forget it. It was on the Thursday. My mom died on Friday. I walked into the room and she's sitting there on her phone just texting. I said, "Who are you texting?" "I'm texting Carol. I'm texting my friend Carol. You know, she's going to be the one that takes care of your daddy whenever I'm gone." And I'm like,
Hi, Bonnie.
you know,
Hi, Bonnie.
Hey,
and
Hello,
sure
Bonnie.
enough,
Bonnie, sweetheart.
hey, Bonnie, sure enough, my daddy and Carol end up together like 2 years later. And she does. She takes care of my daddy. And I mean, they hang out. They're really good friends. And,
Mm-hmm. That's
you know,
awesome, though.
it is. It really is.
Yeah.
And my brother and I feel like as children, we have a healthy attitude about it
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
because, you know, it's like my brother said, her husband passed from cancer, and then my mom died from COVID. And my brother said they both honored their wedding vows.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So who are we to deny them a chance at being happy?
Right.
Happiness.
And so, yeah.
Yeah.
And so my dad's best friend is in the same situation. He just lost his
Mm-hmm.
wife. One of his really good friends just lost her husband, who he was really good friends with. And so they're hanging out together. And I'm like, I think it's wonderful.
I
Yes.
do.
You
I
know,
think it's wonderful that they have found companionship. I
yes,
You
like
need
that.
somebody that understands you and that you can talk to,
That's right.
exactly.
that
Exactly.
knows where you're
You
coming
do.
from when you
Mm-hmm.
say I'm hurting and
Right.
why, they
You
understand
do.
what you're feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone.
It means a lot.
Yeah. It
Mhm.
does, especially when that someone is near their age range.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not someone significantly younger they wouldn't understand.
Right.
Right.
It makes a big difference to them.
See,
And somebody you were friends with
I found out.
before is even better,
That's right.
Yeah. Because they know you and they know your
I found
loved
out.
one.
Yeah.
And they're good. Oh, I'm sorry, Sherry.
It's okay. Go ahead.
And they're going to understand you missing your loved one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I'm going to interrupt Sherry before you get started. That was
See,
the
I
thing
found
Daddy
out in
said to me the other.
January that
Bless
There's got
you.
to be a lag.
There is a lag. All right. So I'll say this real quick. So Daddy, on mom's anniversary date the other day, Daddy went to the cemetery, and he told me later on. He said, "I took Carol with me." I said, "Well, good." And he goes, "You don't think that you don't have you think that was okay?" And I said, "Daddy," I said, "you lost a wife, but Carol lost a friend."
That's
Yeah.
right. That's what I was going to say.
You know, I mean, she's grieving the loss of a friend.
Yeah.
I said, and mom could not be any happier for the two of you
That's
Yes.
right.
than, so
Yeah.
yeah, I don't have an issue with it at all. I
No.
think it's wonderful. Yeah. Go ahead, Sherry. I'll shut up now.
See, I found out in January that Zach was seeing somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
At first, I was angry,
Right. Which is understandable.
and then I realized, he needs somebody,
Yes,
Yes.
he does.
and the boys need somebody.
They
Yeah.
do.
And I know Zach will keep. And every year, he posts on Chantel's page.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This was
Every
your
year, he
son-in-law, wasn't it?
posts on the
Yes.
boy's birthday.
Yep.
This is my son-in-law.
Yeah.
He posts on their birthdays
Take care,
about
Bonnie.
the boys.
Thank you, Bonnie, for stopping in. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So I have rejoiced in the fact that he has found somebody new.
Good.
Yeah.
You know, I
DC.
cannot begrudge him
No.
finding another person.
No,
Right.
you can't.
Yeah.
I can't begrudge him that.
No,
Mm-mm.
no,
Hello,
they
No.
still
Divergent.
have that.
He's young.
You
Hey,
know,
Divergent. Hey, Lena. They still
I
need to
mean,
have
Hi, Divergent.
love in their
Hey,
life.
Lena.
You
Yeah.
know, he still misses
Yeah.
her,
yeah,
but
he
He
honored.
always will.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he honored his vows.
oh,
Mhm.
take
And
care, Deidre. Enjoy Bible study.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for being with us for this little bit of time, sweetheart. And hello there, Divergent. How you been?
See, my husband,
So, yeah,
we only
I'm
had like
happy for that.
7 months.
I am
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We only had like 7 months between the time that he found out
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
sure, got a diagnosis that he did have cancer until he passed away. I mean, it was so fast.
Yeah.
Even though we had, we suspected for years that it was turning into something bad,
Right.
but you never think about it being
Yeah.
terminal
Oh no.
right
Yeah.
off the bat. I mean, that just doesn't, that don't come into your mind, and
No.
7 months is not very long at all.
Nope.
And
No.
it's, we were
Oh,
together for
Divergent.
a long time.
I'm so
Chris,
sorry,
thank you,
sweetheart.
Yeah.
Would you go to the range, Froggy?
Yeah.
Yes. She said that earlier. She'd go to the range.
I could answer for
Oh, Lynn had 3 months. You had 7
Yeah,
months.
Lynn said
Oh,
it
wow,
was 3 months.
Lynn.
wow,
Lynn, I
Lynn.
didn't know it was that quick, Lynn. Oh
Yeah,
my
it was very
goodness.
fast for Lynn.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
It was horrific. It was so fast.
I forgot about that, Lynn.
yeah.
It was
I
so
had
fast.
forgotten that too. And
Yeah,
here I
Connie
was.
Very
7 months.
fast.
It was terrible.
Here I was thinking I didn't have any time at all.
No, they found out she had no time.
Yeah.
Lynn, is Paul still nearby with you?
And yes, Chris, I would go to the range, and yes, I still practice shooting. If you wanted to know.
Yeah,
I
we
can shoot a shotgun. I can shoot a shotgun. That's all I
Yeah,
care to
good.
do.
He gets brightly colored targets, so I can shoot in that general direction.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
shoot
I used to
over
be-
under, and I can hit everything I aim at.
I
Mm-hmm.
used to be very good. Oh, that's
Oh,
wonderful.
Lynn, I'm so
That
glad.
is
So
great,
glad.
Lynn.
That's
So glad.
awesome.
That's
Yeah.
So awesome. My
Yeah.
son, my oldest son
Absolutely.
still stays with my dad.
Yeah.
When he's in town, he still stays
Yeah.
with my dad. So, it's good. But yeah, so my husband is a firearms instructor. And so this is my shooting story here. So he was wanting me to learn how to shoot. So I did what every smart individual does whose husband is a firearms instructor. I waited until he was at
They go
work,
to somebody else.
and then I went to the gun range. And I walked in and I said, first of all, my son's 13. Can he be here with me? And they're like, yeah, sure, that's no problem. I was like, okay, cool. I said, so my husband is a firearms instructor. I said, but I need to know how to shoot. And I don't want him to be the one to teach me. And they're like, honestly, the husband is the worst person to teach you.
That's right.
I was like, okay, cool,
Yes.
great. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I said, well, can we sign up for a class? And they said, yeah. And so then they looked at Benjamin and they said, do you want to sign up too? And I was like, oh, can he take the class too? And they said, sure. Sign us both up.
Yeah.
So they signed us both up. And he and I went back. I never said anything to my husband. He and I went back and we took the class. And one of the first things they teach you in the class is to figure out where your dominance is.
Yes.
Mhm.
So then we come home and I'm
I
all
love
excited.
dominance.
And I tell my husband that I went, and he was like, "Oh, good, good. Well, we're going to take our concealed weapons class." And I said, "Okay." So we get to our concealed weapons class. And so we go in there. And now my husband and I had been to the range one time in between when I took my handy dandy little I know what I'm doing class and our firearms instructor, our concealed class. And the whole time that we're in there, he's telling me that I'm shooting wrong because I'm
Oh yeah.
right-handed, but I'm left-hand dominant.
I'm left
Mhm.
hand dominant.
And he's like, "No,
Yeah.
you need to
I
be shooting right-handed." I
Nope.
said, "But I'm not right eye dominant. I'm left eye dominant. I'm shoot left-handed." Oh no, he couldn't
I
do it.
shoot
Mhm.
left hand.
So we get in there
yeah.
and I'm the last person to go shoot on the at the concealed weapons class. Well, the instructor for our concealed weapons class was my husband's firearms instructor when
Oh.
he got his firearms instructor certification. And we walked back in there and he holds up my target and he looked at my husband and he said, "I believe I'd learn to live right if I were you." And I was like,
Yep.
"Yep." I was so proud.
My husband
So
can
proud.
tell you. My husband can tell you that I scared 3 Marines
Oh
with
my
my
goodness.
shooting.
Mm.
I am left eye
I bet.
dominant, right-handed.
I'm left eye
Wow.
dominant.
Now you're
Left
what? You're left eye dominant. You're just like
left.
me.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
I'm right-handed, and I
Yeah.
scared 3 Marines, and I was wearing Daisy Dukes and 4-inch heels.
That's awesome. I can see that. I can absolutely
And
see that.
Yep.
Chris, my favorite weapon is a Glock 40. But I also have a side by side 12 gauge with a pistol grip. That's what I use. It's what I have right now
Mhm.
for guarding the house.
Yeah.
Mm.
I can't even tell you how many I have, Chris.
Yeah.
Mm.
We
Sherry's
have
got the arsenal.
3 gun saves. Just saying. But what's mine? Yeah. Mm,
Mm.
So for me, I have a bodyguard. That is my personal
Yep.
piece. My husband is a law enforcement officer, and under the, I will say that out of concern for where things were heading prior to January 20th, I chose not to find out what weapons my husband had or where he had them, so that if anybody were to show up on our doorstep and say, "Give me your weapons," I was only
Right.
handing them one.
Right.
We will leave it there.
Yeah.
Um, that being said, my personal favorite is a Glock 9mm.
Yep. Me too.
And that's, to me, the heavier the gun in my
It's easier to
hand,
shoot.
Yeah.
the easier it is for me to shoot.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
So, I mean, I eventually will, my husband's
I-
like,
I'm
you know,
I'm prolific with a 50. I'm prolific with a 50 cal.
mm-hmm.
Wow.
The heavier the gun for me, the best.
Yeah.
Right.
It's easier.
But my
Yep.
favorite is my Glock 45.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of 1,000 made.
Mhm.
It's got a Picatinny rail.
Yep.
It is the color purple
Oh,
with my
how
nickname on
cool.
it. And I had
Oh,
it Cerakoted just like
I
that.
like it. I like it.
Cool.
Now
Oh, that's
yep.
cool.
we cannot show
It
our
was
weapons
also
too It's not.
It was also featured. No, we cannot.
Mm-mm.
No.
It was also featured on a magazine for women shooters
Oh,
in the state of Alaska.
Which
oh
is cool.
wow.
Oh, cool.
Which is cool.
My most favorite one to shoot ever was my daddy's muzzleloading pistol.
Oh, I bet
I
so.
mean, that thing will blow something plumb all to pieces.
Wow.
Wow.
The first
definitely-
time I ever shot it, it
Yeah,
knocked
well.
me out because I
Well-
failed to look behind me and I was standing too close to a tree. And when I shot it, it throwed me back and slammed my head against that tree so hard it knocked me out.
Oh
Well,
my goodness.
I am
It
definitely
sounds
not
like
telling
Princess
you
story.
every
Says my
gun that I
grandpa-
have. I'm not telling you every gun I have in my house. It's none of your
No.
business. It's my business.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyway, I'm going to start us off because we're way past our
Right.
time.
Yes, we are.
Oh,
Thanks,
sorry.
take time to one another and hobby yarning. And go ahead, Sherry.
Smile. Make them wonder what you're doing.
There you go. And Leslie.
Oh, have a great Friday night. Love you
There you
all.
go. And Connie.
Yes. And in a world where you can choose to be anything, choose to be kind.
And
Amen.
Maureen, take us out.
Please, folks, let me tell you, this has been a wonderful live. We've covered a lot of topics, and I'm just so happy you hung in here with us. Thank you all so much for being here. You could have been somewhere else, but you chose to spend a little bit of your evening here with us. Please remember to always be the light out there in the darkness for someone today, because you never know. Could be your light they need to see. We love you guys.
Love you
Bye.
all. This is